I just have...
Maintaining character on television is one of the most difficult aspects of a wrestler's job. Multiple variables make it difficult for wrestlers to always follow that rule, as a live crowd or an organic moment can result in unexpected outcomes. Some performers have been caught laughing during amusing moments, so not everyone will remain completely in character. Rumble! So, in this video, we'll take a look at 10 times Randy Orton defied character in WWE. So without further ado, let's get started. Number 10. Getting ready for a new day. Randy Orton must be softening because by May 2015, the upbeat Orton had transformed into the power of positivity Orton, thanks in large part to the new day. Tensions appeared to be rising during an in-ring promo with Roman Reigns when Big E, Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods made an unannounced appearance on stage. Orton may not have handled this well in the past, or the New Day may simply have caught him on a good day. In any case, as the music from the faction filled the arena, Orton couldn't help but break into a jig. Not only that, but Orton joined in on the New Day sucks chants from the audience, becoming the unofficial ringleader and clapping along with the Montreal crowd. Number 9. Gymnastics lesson. Randy Orton's WWE personas have included Legend Killer, Viper, and Apex Predator. According to reports, he was also a top gymnast at one point. Orton made an unusual celebration after hitting Mark Henry with an RKO to end a SmackDown episode in 2011. Orton jumped to his feet after dispatching the world's strongest man and executed a picture-perfect split-legged toe tap in one swift move. It almost has to be seen to be believed. Partly because seeing a 6'5", 250-pound man pull off such a move was so impressive, and partly because it was so out of character for someone like Orton, even if he was playing a babyface at the time. Christian, who was also in the ring, had no idea how to react to Orton's ecstasy. Of all the times Orton has broken character, this has to be one of the most surprising and amusing. Number 8. Everyone gets hungry once in a while. Being bowled over by Dean Ambrose and his rogue hot dog cart has one advantage, as Orton discovered on the October 6, 2014 episode of Raw. After being coated with mustard by Ambrose and Skittles by the cart shortly after, Orton can be seen nibbling on something around the 3-minute mark of the accompanying video, but he didn't like it, as he only took one bite before tossing the bap to one side. To be fair to Orton, the show was nearing the end, and let's face it, we're all suckers for a good late-night snack. A battered old bap picked up from the arena floor, on the other hand, was probably not the best option. Number 7. Check to see if the show is still on the air. Orton, in addition to being a good guy, appears to be a busy guy, as he demonstrated in the aftermath of a Raw episode a few years ago. After the show, Orton lay prone at ringside, but he couldn't see much from there. He looked around for answers rather than spending the entire night on the floor. Since then, fan footage has emerged of Orton asking fans of the timekeeper or anyone in the vicinity who could tell him for sure whether or not the show was still on the air. After some back and forth, Orton simply rose to his feet and began making his way to the locker room after learning that they had indeed gone off the air. For anyone who accused him of underselling, he did at least nurse his arm as he walked past the ring. Number 6. Woods' one-liner makes Orton laugh. Another in-ring segment was interrupted by the New Day, this time between Orton and Dean Ambrose, though there was no dancing this time. Had Orton's feelings towards the group changed since their altercation in May? If they had, he showed it in an unusual way. The New Day began listing all the factions they believed they were superior to after defeating Dolph Ziggler, the Dudley Boys, and John Cena the week before. The Shield, the Authority, Legacy, and Evolution all showed up, prompting Woods to ask everyone's favorite question, "Damn, Randy, how many groups have you been in?"
Dang, Randy! How many groups have you been in? I mean, come on.
The remark clearly tickled Orton, as he couldn't help but smile after trying to keep his amusement at bay by biting his cheeks. Number 5. Kissing his wife or romancing her. Orton appeared on Unfiltered with Renee Young and shared his perspective on a Raw segment in which he appeared to kiss Roman Reigns. At the time, Orton's improvisation seemed appropriate. When Reigns mentioned that Orton had already had a shot at the title, the camera pans to him on stage, capturing Orton's kiss and making it appear to be an obvious taunt aimed at Reigns. Orton had mistakenly assumed he was completely off camera. He hadn't even been listening to what Reigns was saying on the microphone. Instead, he'd been searching the audience for his wife, and when he found her, he blew her a kiss. Adorable. Just as the camera panned to him.
So I didn't think the camera was on me. So I'm looking for her, I see her, just go, it looks like I blow Roman a kiss. I wasn't listening to a damn thing.
Nonetheless, the timing was perfect, implying that we've come full circle, with Orton's softer side inadvertently making him look like an even bigger heel. Number 4. In the Survivor Series, contacting Shane's family. If you thought the previous entry was touching, just wait until you hear why Orton deviated from character this time. It's from the 2016 Survivor Series, shortly after Shane McMahon took a nasty-looking bump and was clearly knocked for 6. While Shane was being treated by doctors in the ring, Orton made his way over to Shane's family, who were sitting at ringside, to reassure them everything was fine. Shane was back on his feet and on television in just 2 days, proving that theory correct. However, the sight of doctors descending on the ring couldn't have been pleasant for Shane's young sons, so Orton's move was extremely classy. Later, Orton tweeted that, as a father, he knows what it's like to have your children at ringside when something goes wrong, which is why he stepped up to the plate at Survivor Series. Number 3. Orton forgets his line. Fortunately, Orton has improved in recent years, as evidenced by his performance in 2013, when he made the error. Randy Orton clearly forgot his line during a post-WrestleMania 29 promo segment with Sheamus on Raw. It's worth noting that there was a lengthy pause before the Big Show punchline, during which Orton slowly walked over to Sheamus, dropped the mic, and tapped his chest, seemingly mouthing, "What's my line?" Sheamus stepped in to save the day, and after a brief and inaudible back and forth, Orton was put back on track and the promo proceeded as planned. In the end, this was handled fairly well, and instead of ruining the entire segment, it served as a stark reminder of why giving guys such overly scripted promos may not be such a good idea. Number 2. Kofi Kingston comes in second place. One of the funniest moments of WWE breaking kayfabe involved Triple H mentioning an obvious change to Kofi Kingston that was never addressed. A group of wrestlers were in the ring together before a big team match, with Triple H cutting the promo. When WWE decided to get rid of Kofi's Jamaican accent, Triple H joked that he should question him about it. Kingston and the other wrestlers chuckled to stay in character.
Aren't you supposed to be Jamaican? What happened to your accent?
If you've made it this far and have enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to be entered into our monthly shout-out giveaway. Once you do it, comment "I subbed" down below. Without further ado, let's get to the most exciting moment. Number 1. Announcement for Table Stumble. Orton made another minor blunder, though this time it was not his fault. Furthermore, despite appearing to be in a lot of pain, he saw the humor this time. Orton was the victim of Kane's attempt at a chokeslam through the announcer's table on the July 22nd, 2011 episode of SmackDown. When he landed upright on the table, he probably thought he was safe, but an unfortunate foot placement caused his leg to slide right through one of the table's holes, causing him to take an awkward-looking tumble. He jumped back to his feet and cackled, wagging his finger at the audience to indicate that everything was fine. Except it wasn't. Despite his best efforts, Orton's smile faded quickly, replaced by a grimace as he clutched his knee and was forced to rest on the apron. Fortunately, he recovered, and the hurling abuse at Kofi Orton had been replaced by a cheerful Orton. Be sure to watch Banned Things in WWE, and we'll see you in the next video.